Mm-mm. This is still frozen. Let me go. Welcome to anyone who is coming on. Okay, I'm going to push this a bit later. So I need another day to six, 7, and 8. Nine and 10. December 18th. You know what? I'm just gonna make it next week. So I'm just gonna rearrange this. So I'm gonna do, just thinking out loud here. So December 17th, Sun and astrology. So let's see here. December 18th. Okay. I rewrote my schedule. So I don't. Okay. So you're probably wondering what you're doing on this live stream. I'm going to tell you. But I'm going to be right back. I have to get this frozen. I'm frozen. Alrighty. So, welcome everybody to this live stream. So, I'm going to be doing these kind of videos, these unlisted videos occasionally. So, what I want to talk about today is kind of something that I cannot talk about publicly. So, what I am doing here on this video is it's a confession. A confession to something that I did and said. That was wrong. Oh, you know what? Okay. Should I make this public? No, I shouldn't. So, I want to talk about a comment that somebody made on Carly Wharton's channel. If you know who she is, obviously. She is a member of my Minton and a member of the astrological and spiritual community. So you should know who she is, obviously. And somebody made a comment, and I'm going to find the comment. I'm going to read it to you. Because it's very thought-provoking. Let me find it. So this is what it says. It says, and before I go into this, I just want to preface this by saying, if you're familiar, she has a membership side to her channel. So what that means is right next to the subscribe button, there's a join button. Or you join for $14 a month, and you can either watch her videos that she makes members only, and you can also sign up for the second level of membership, which is, and I can't find it because I joined, but it's a Sacred Circle experience where you get on Zoom, and then she, I don't know what that experience consists of. I'm not exactly sure. There's barely anything in this. So the comment was, let me find it again. This is what it says. It says, I really wish that you didn't add a membership side to your channel. This is the part that I really want you to pay attention to. The videos that you make public are better than any video that is included in the membership. I wish that you would make all the videos public and free for that matter. So I just want you to sit with that in knowing that the person who wrote this comment did not join members only before writing that. So the middle part of it, where this person says the videos that you make public are better than any video that is included in the membership. Now, I mean, what comes to mind when you hear that? What comes to mind? For me, what comes to mind is that the person who wrote this is assuming something that is not altogether true about something else. So what this means is the person who wrote this made a false assumption on something. that they didn't know anything about. Consider that. Now ask yourself, why would you know that? Why would you know who joined the membership and who didn't? Why would you know that piece of information about that this person did not join? Well, I'm going to tell you right now the truth, and you're probably not going to like the truth, but this is the truth. I wrote it. That's the truth. I wrote it. And I'm going to stand by my decision to write it, obviously, because I'm me. And we stand by ourselves, don't we? I wrote this comment. I wrote it because I was hurt. That's why I wrote it. I wrote it because this very person that runs this channel that all of you know, just imagine, last summer, there was no such thing as an Owning Authenticity channel membership. You would go to the channel and you wouldn't find join. You wouldn't find a join button. You would only find the subscribe button next to her channel. If you go to her channel now, you will find a join button next to the subscribe button. Now ask yourself, why isn't there only a subscribe button right by the join button? Why would that be the case? Why on earth? Why on earth isn't there only a subscribe button next to the join button? Now, despite joining this channel, I want to make it very, very clear to any of you and anyone tuning into this. I obviously know someone who will tune into this, is the very person that runs this channel, is the very person that responded to the comment in more ways than one. They will know from me there will not be any channel memberships. I am coming at this from a position of me being an Edmonton leader. And the tricky thing is, we're talking about a real world issue here. That's what we're talking about, is a real world issue. I was frustrated. I was very frustrated. And it had absolutely nothing to do with Carly Wharton. It didn't have anything to do with her videos. It had nothing to do with who she is, nothing to do with the kind of content that she creates and puts out. It had everything to do with the fact that you are promoting something that not everyone is going to have the money to afford. And it happens to be on YouTube. It happens to be on a place where YouTube is known for free videos, free content. And I really don't understand the join thing. and I really don't agree with it. And so because I don't agree with it, I am not going to simply stay by the sidelines and allow other people to take advantage of the system. So I did take this personally. I took it personally and I responded to what I felt. I responded to what I felt. And the truth is, you can't control anybody else. But maybe you can insert a seed inside them that can influence their decisions. Maybe or maybe not. Now, I'd play you the video, but I don't know if you're if you're going to be able to hear it because of copyright. So I'm not going to even worry about it. But so this person responded through comments, and by this person, you know who I'm talking about. Carly responded through comments, through an interaction, and I spoke about this on another live stream where she was saying some things about me that I did not appreciate. And what I really don't appreciate, and this is where I am going to have to file for something. And when I say file for something, I want you to know what I mean. There is a way out there to get into the Edmonton headquarters, and I don't want to go as far as saying put a restraining order on somebody, but file them in. File them in for something. And it appears like I'm going to turn into the villain here. It appears like I'm going to turn into the bad guy. But I have to do what is right. It's like a back and forth sort of deal. I put something into your consciousness that you did not like. You put something into my consciousness that I didn't like. I'm expressing Carly. And so then I do the same back to you. It's this sort of reciprocal dance that I just want to talk about what certain repercussions are going to be, because this is a serious matter. Let me tell you what happened after writing this comment, which is simply an expression of my opinion and simply an expression of my truth, of my own personal truth. And I wouldn't say this if I just wanted it to get out there and to not have any power at all. We have Intense and Pine for a reason. And when anyone says Intense and Pine, they mean it. They mean it. They say something and then they mean exactly what they say. And it's like, you need to do it now. You need to do it right now. And so when I say what I said, which was, I really wish you didn't add a membership side to your channel, It's like I'm saying intensive pine without saying intensive pine. That's just truth. Except it's not intensive pine. So maybe I should insert in this comment intensive pine. But on one level, this person is not going to have any idea of what I am talking about. You see, when people come to the Edmonton and when they leave, their memory has to go. And they have to be reminded of that. Why? It's a very, very complex system. You come to the Edmonton, you engage with it, you live in this realm, and then you leave, and your memory fades. Why on earth are we so confidential? Why on earth are we still functioning? It's because people don't remember what they experienced. They forgot. They forgot. So this person's not going to have any idea what I'm talking about. But this is the thing. I put things out there not so that they can be torn to pieces. I put things out there so that they can be applied and they can be changed. And it doesn't look like this person is going to do anything to change what they are doing. This person is not going to take down the membership. I was simply saying, take down the memberships. Because I wanted the memberships taken down because it's not acceptable. It's not acceptable. It really isn't. And I mean, it depends on who you are. It really does. And it struck a nerve with me. I don't think I'm going to allow people to promote their stuff if it involves money here at my Edmonton. I am not going to allow that. And I'm going to probably make a rule about that. You can promote things that are relatively inexpensive and things that are free. I have no patience for anyone promoting anything. Once you come into the Edmonton, you remain as a part of my Edmonton until I make you not a part. Until you go to the pearly gates and they drop you down because of some kind of reason. So when you enter the pearly gates, you get either welcomed or pushed down. It's kind of like in Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, where the eggs were, some of them were rotten eggs, some of them were not. The eggs that were not rotten get put in a kind of bin to be shipped out or whatever. The eggs that are rotten, down into the waste, down into the garbage. And so after seeing and hearing what this person did in response to this comment, the egg is cracked, basically. You know, I really thought that this person was a good, fine, shiny looking egg. Until it cracked. Until it became rotten. Until it got into a sack of rotten eggs, or whatever it may be. It became rotten. It became rotten, and it became very bitter, and it was no good. You know, there are stories to how someone gets to be from point A to point B. At first, the egg was fine. It was shipped off into the world. It was fine. And then it turned rotten. Then it turned into a rotten egg. When it got to the selection of, is this egg good or bad? There's only a matter of hours and days before that egg is going to have to go down into the garbage. What I mean by saying this is exactly what I mean. What is going to be happening? What happened after I wrote this comment? Well, this person decided to blast what I said, make public on her membership. You know, keep what we interacted with, keep what I said confidential. And that is wrong for anyone to do. And there's kind of a pecking order. I mean, there just is. There just is. Life is a checkerboard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to break it to you. But life is a checkerboard. And things are top down. Unfortunately, things are still very much top down. And there are people who will not be disrespected. What would happen if you walked into the Queen of England's castle and palace and disrespected her? Someone who was famous, someone who was well known. And what would happen if you disrespected somebody on the street? Anybody, not the Queen of England. That would be a different story. That would be a different narrative. And I'm just speaking of what the truth is of the matter. So I wrote this comment, and Carly, I'm gonna refer to her as her name, even though it may sound like a foreign vegetable. She referred to me in this video, and not only referred to me, but made it the central subject of what I said was the central subject. I just want you to imagine how that would feel to innocently write something and then have it be blasted out on the internet for anyone to see. And I mean anyone who's going to pay $14 every month to see. Anyone is still anyone. Regardless if you have to pay money to see the videos, anyone is anyone. There are still going to be people who are going to see that. If you want to express yourself in a way that's completely authentic and you don't want people seeing it, guess what you can do? You don't have to publish it. You do not have to publish it. You don't have to charge money for that. You can just make it and not charge money, because not every single person in the whole wide world is going to have access to what you do. So I wouldn't go off promoting that. And I also wouldn't go off blasting people for just making comments. What I wrote in this comment was my personal truth that I obviously didn't want it to only be interpreted as such. I wanted this person to stop what they were doing. There's going to be a rule. You can't have channel memberships if you're coming to the event. I'm not going to deal with it. I'm not going to deal with it. And so that rule is going to really apply for anyone who has any membership on their channel. So I made this comment, and then I decided to join the channel. And I found out that Carly spent a good portion of her video referring back to a comment that I made. And it seemed as if, you know, it's very easy for people, I think, because one of the things about people is you find this so often, and I'm guilty as charged. I'm guilty as charged. But guess what you find in the world? You find people making a mountain out of a molehill. That's what you find. And so this is one comment, one authoritative comment saying, and I clearly meant what I said when I said take down memberships. Take it down. That's all. That's all. It's all that I was asking. You can still make your videos. You can still express yourself the way that you want. Just take down the memberships. That's the only thing that is really bothering me. And she took what I said and spun it off into something that it did not need to be. And you all have the absolute right to see what was said, to hear what was said in that video, which is why I am going to have people get you. Well, which is why I'm going to ask Carly to send that video to all of you so that you can hear exactly what was said in that video. You know, it's really disheartening, and it's kind of it's a kind of a serious matter I cannot believe I'm referencing this right now. But there was somebody that I was really mad at a long time ago for no reason whatsoever. They did nothing wrong. But in my mind, in mine eyes, mine eyes, thinking of that song, in my eyes, this person was wrong. This person did not need to be so. What ended up happening was he went off into an island somewhere and stayed in a confined space. And that was that. Now, do I regret what I did? Well, in the sense that he didn't do anything wrong to me or anybody, apparently. I suppose I do regret what I did. Am I going to regret what is going to end up happening to Carly? Maybe. But this is what happens when you keep pushing it. Keep pushing it. Is you get put in that kind of space where there are confinements. What is going to end up happening? What will end up happening is somebody will be escorting her out, and she will be going somewhere which has a lot of amenities. And while she is going there, the person will get on into her account and take down channel memberships so that her channel can be restored to the former glory that it used to be. When I say that, I mean that there wasn't money. There's no money involved. So this is what it's going to come down to, unfortunately. And I really don't enjoy doing this. I really don't enjoy doing this to somebody that I thought we had a very close connection with. I thought that we were close. I resonated with this person. And when I expressed my truth, my own truth, I got stabbed in the back for the whole world to see. Anyone who pays $14 a month will hear what was said. It's not my doing. It's really not. It is this person who thinks that it's okay to blast people for their comments, which is, on the receiving end of it, completely unacceptable. Therefore, there will be charges, and there will be time spent in reflection. What happens when you're a child and you act out? What happens? Do your parents simply go, "Oh, that's fine. You're allowed to be like that. You're allowed to cry and expect to get candy. You're allowed to hit and kick and scream and do all this"? No, that's not what they do. they put you, and I'm sorry to be harsh. I'm sorry to be harsh, but guess what? They put you in timeout. They send you off to your room. I'm sorry, but guess what happens when in society you do something unacceptable? Well, if it's against the law, you get put in jail. I'm sorry. The truth is, this person has done something wrong, something uncalled for, and they are going to be put in reflection, put into a reflection room. And while they are going to be put into a reflection room, this is going to be dealt with once and for all. Now, those videos that this person made as members only videos will not be published for the whole world to see. In fact, specifically the video that mentioned me, that blasted me, will be deleted. Gone. It will be gone. You don't mention comments on a video, regardless if it's free or not, that somebody wrote. It's embarrassing. It's very humiliating. Imagine you wrote a comment and you would express your truth as you have the right to, and you were blasted in a video all over. Not okay. Not okay. That's, offensive. I mean, we're not talking about little avatars on the internet. We're talking about actual people. People who have feelings. And who should not have to pay $14 to hear someone blasting them. I don't care. You can make it how much money that you want to. You can make it free. You can make it public. You can make it paid. You don't blast people for their comments. And because this person did, well, there will be some negative consequences to that. So this person is going to spend time in some solitude, in some reflection, on an island. Because this time around, the person actually did something to me that was unacceptable. And I have the right to file this person and send them on an island. Guess what? If there was just that subscribe button, if there were only that subscribe button, none of this would be possible. None of this. But this person did something that was not okay. And there will be consequences. There will be consequences for blasting somebody. The very person that said that everyone's allowed to have their truth blasted somebody for expressing their truth. Read it, deal with it, and leave the matter between us. What would happen if there were just a subscribe button right next to that join button? The particular contemplation probably wouldn't exist. We wouldn't be having this problem. We would not be having this problem if there was just a subscribe button. Period. Now, admittedly, I said, especially coming to the middle part of my comment, the videos that you made public are better than any video that is included in the membership. Now, I'm going to be honest. I was saying that in anger. I was saying that out of frustration, out of irritation, out of trying to convince the person that I prefer the public videos because they're public. Because she puts more into those videos. They're free videos. And it's very perplexing to me why this person would make a whole series of videos on the North Node and Aries transit and not charge for those videos, because those videos were very well thought out and a lot of work went into those. And possibly more work than the contemplations, I would imagine. So, you know, I mean, in future, you probably want to steer away from doing what I did. I mean, God forbid, right? Because you never know. I mean, my advice is don't do what I did only because it might turn into and it might escalate to a situation that may be this. I mean, I probably should have not said anything. And, you know, God forbid I shouldn't have expressed that. And so that was my truth. I mean, I have nothing to say on the content of the video. I have nothing to say. But I have something to say about this particular thing, and I'm going to say it. It was just a comment where I was expressing my truth, and this person had the nerve to make a big deal about it and make a video where it's wrapped around the comment. Be careful what you put out online. because this very same thing could happen to you. That's my advice. Now, in the true way of self-expressing, look into something, study it, research it. You don't know until you try. So I am going to come clean to the truth of the matter and say it was probably wrong of me to say something about something that I had no idea about. But that's the kind of comment that it was. Leave it be. You don't need to express that and put it out there. Money, or honestly, I mean, you don't have to put it out there. There's this mindset, guilty as charged. There's this mindset where you have to put things out online. And so I paid my money to hear somebody blasting me. So I paid money so that you're definitely going to hear the video that she made on this particular matter. I would not pay money for those kind of videos. I mean, I will say, with Maria De Simone's membership, she has videos on Pluto transits, webinars that she does, those kind of videos where she makes members only, not personal videos where you're talking about yourself only, your life experience, yourself, whatever it may be. I mean, I'm going to take this from the self-expressing point of view here. And, tell you not to do what I just did. Not that I did excuses Carly, because it doesn't. But don't do what I did. Don't just assume something about something else that you don't know anything about. Now, why did I write this comment is because I had the impulse to do it, and I didn't think it through hard enough, and I did it, and it reared its ugly head back to me. That's what happened. coming at this from a self-expression point of view. And I think it's so funny now why there's a star by my name, because I am a member. Coming at this from a self-expression point of view, it's so ironic that I would join, but I wanted to join. And one of the reasons is because, well, I didn't want to hear those promotions of which I can't control anybody else but my own actions. I didn't want to hear the promotions about the membership. I didn't want to hear that. I didn't want to sit down to one of her videos and hear about something like that makes me want to do it. So my real frustration is, guilt. I mean, you're guilting people into something that they don't need to waste their money on. You're guilting people. You're persuading people, and a good job. You've done a good job persuading people to pay that amount of money to hear you talk about yourself. Good job. That kind of content shouldn't cost any money. So what I meant when I said the videos that you make public are better, then I guess they are better. I mean, they're better in the sense of not calling people out. They're better in the sense that you've apparently gained the clarity enough to make those videos. They're better in the sense that the videos are free. I mean, the best things in life are always free. Now, there's a lot of good things in the world that you have to pay money for, but I mean, truly. So, what I meant when I said the videos that you make public are better than any videos that's included in the membership, those videos were free. And they're not necessarily about you and your personal life. So, you know what? Even though I wrote this not knowing what the videos would be in the membership, I think underneath, unconsciously, I knew, but I didn't know consciously enough. That kind of thing. Where it's like I didn't know that I knew. Kind of thing. But I was right. And that was my opinion. Take it or leave it. But still. So what I'm going to do actually is, this person in this video was saying that what I said reflected back to Carly the self-doubt on creating the membership. And when it comes to creating membership, maybe that was a sign. A sign that maybe you shouldn't be doing this. Now, coming at it from a self-expression, point of view, I did do something that, was wrong. But that does not mean that you need to bring it to everybody's attention. That's my point. So, let me just find that video and maybe, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do now. What am I going to do? I mean, I'm basically saying that I would not do that. And I wouldn't. I wouldn't have memberships because I don't personally think that people should be guilted into things that pay money, things that have money attached to them. My Neptune, the planet of illusions, confusion, escapism is in the second house of money. My relationship with money is an interesting one. I'm not a huge believer in promotions and those kind of things like that. So she was right about so many things in that video. And it was a profound, harrowing video, I will admit. She was right about me assuming something about something that I didn't know anything about because I didn't watch the videos. That's something that she was right about, and I will admit to that. I will admit to that. Despite what will happen, I don't want you to take that as meaning. I mean, here, this may be contradictory, but guess what? The very last comment that I wrote out of just passive aggression is that you can't control the actions of others. I don't know. I would really encourage you to watch that video. So I'm going to have you watch it. It will be sent to you by email so that you can watch that. And I just want you to learn from this. I just want you to learn from my mistakes that I made. And they were mistakes. Because I accept Harley as she is. So that was something that she said that was wrong. I'm all for self-expression and being authentic and all of that, but I'm not in it for money's purposes. You know, I had a dream a couple of nights ago. It was summer, probably 22 or 23, and I saw Carly with whitish hair and a sort of blanket over her head, making one of her videos. And so I had that dream and I reminisced back to when the 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 channel wasn't impaired. Before I impaired and tainted our relationship. Before that happened. The summer of 23, the summer of 2022. When she was making videos, they were free, they were public, and truly, the videos that are public and free are truly better than what is on the membership, and I see that now. That probably does not excuse me from assuming something about something that I didn't know anything about yet because I didn't see the videos though, so I will admit to that, but that does not mean that you need to use that as a talking point in your video. That you, even though you don't make it public and free, still out there for people to see. So I really stabbed myself in the foot because I have cost myself our relationship and I've cost myself. So for anyone else that watches those videos, I can only say I will succumb and I will surrender to the absolute embarrassment. Now, that doesn't mean that this person is going to be excused for her actions. It will mean some consequences. It will mean some time in reflection. It will mean going on an island, whatever. Weighing it out, she did something worse than I did. I was just writing a comment. You didn't need to put it out there and bring it to everyone's attention. So that's a red flag when somebody does that. When somebody's that absorbed into their self, guilty as charged. But still. So both people, me and her, are both at fault for different things. I mean, that's the truth. Both her and I did wrong. I did wrong by saying something that I did not know anything about yet. So I will admit to that. I was just very frustrated and I took it personally, and I probably should have rephrased it or said it in a different way. And she is at fault for not keeping it between us. I also would reminisce if I could take a forget spell and forget that I wrote that, and be shocked when I find my name and that comment that I wrote that I apparently don't remember writing. I mean, to say that she wouldn't have the kind of contemplation that she had, where she would be speaking about my comment, is to say that she wouldn't have memberships, that she wouldn't have channel memberships. And I want to go back to the whole irony of this is that I did join the channel because I was convinced and I was guilted and I was persuaded. Congratulations, you got into my mind and then persuaded me to want to pay money. To hear absolute embarrassment. To hear not my name mentioned, but my actions mentioned. My words mentioned and repeated and referred back to over and over again. What may happen is, I don't know. I will probably link that. Oh, I don't know if I will. Oh, I mean, it all depends. Probably not. I think that would be the better option, is to not link this as unlisted, as an unlisted video. That's probably the best way to go. And I realize that now, because Lord knows what could happen if I end up linking this video in the comments section of one of her videos. I mean, then I'll be prepared to be embarrassed again. And another reason is it's a relatively small, tight-knit community that she has built. It's as if I pulled a baby out from the ocean and I planted a seed that apparently is like my own child who is going against me. That's how it feels to me about Carly, is my own bird, if I was a mother bird, who ended up flying free from the nest, even though that she wasn't ready to do so. I would say, go this direction. Now I'm going to go that direction. So it feels personal to me why this person would be doing something that I wouldn't do. It feels personal. And what does it say about me? It says that I am mad and I find it unacceptable. Now, as I said before, I am in a position of power and I have the right to issue a file against this person. I have the right to make it so that this person goes on an island and spends time in reflection. So I do feel mad and betrayed and guilty for what I said and embarrassed. Just make sure that you know what you're saying and you're fully confident in your words before you put something out there. Don't do what I did. Don't make the same mistake that I did. Don't just, compare something to something else before having an opinion about it. Or don't have an opinion about something before comparing it. Just don't do what I did. Because I made a mistake. And I should not have done that. I should have said something different. Or maybe I should have been more direct. Take down memberships. I don't know. But the point being, what I said was probably could have been said in a different way, because guess what? I don't know her personally. I mean, I do, but I don't. And you never know how what someone writes in writing and how it could be interpreted versus if you're talking to somebody and they're talking back to you. It's very different things, very different matters. So she will be going into reflection. I'll just let this lie. Let this be water under the bridge. However, it will be the case that video will be taken down. While the dust is stirred up, I don't know. This is it. This is what should I do? This is my question. What should I do now? Should I say take down the video? Probably. I think I should say that, actually. Seeing that I've watched the video, seeing that I know what I'm talking about. So let me say something. And this time I do know what I'm talking about because I've seen the video. So let me say something like, Should I be doing this? I think that she knows. She knows I'm a member, for one thing. Ironically, I am a member. 2, deep down, she knows that it was probably not a good thing to do. Perhaps this isn't the only thing that I will write in this comment. You know what? I will just summarize what I have spoken to you all about. Now, if the response is, oh, well, okay. So let's make a compromise. I'm going to pull out my little box of objects that I have when compromises are made. If I can get it open. Because I had this for a while and I didn't know what to do with it until recently. Yellow Vulo is the code for when somebody has made amends and when somebody will I could go through the whole stash here, but this is color language. Yellow Yulo. Wait a second. Yellow Vulo is the name of the card here. Let me show you. This is when somebody makes amends and wants to compromise. And let me just, I could either rip this or keep it and put it back in its box. If the person does not respond the way that she is supposed to respond, it's going to be ripped. And I don't want to rip this because it is precious material, same as all the other ones here. Holdao This is when two people cannot agree on the same matter. You go through the rest, but I don't think I really want to. I don't think I need to, but hopefully I don't have to rip this to shreds. Let's just see if I have to do it or not. Let me just actually it'll be better if I just cover it. No, that seems to stick better. Okay. What should I say here? What should I say here? Let me look through that comment again. Okay, this is the video. Hopefully this comment gets a good response to it. Guess what? The response that I got to that comment that I made was so much better than what she said in that video. She hearted her comment saying, I need the safety and extra processing space. I hope it's understandable, but if not, you're welcome to share about more of your feedback with a love heart emoji. So, wow. You really don't know anything about anybody through YouTube comments, because that was such a nice and understanding response. Quite a contrast from the video. So let me anything else that I could say here? I think that that's good. I think that I'm struggling to find out if there's anything that I could. You know, it's out there now. It's out there. I'm going to comment this. See what kind of response that it gets. I close my eyes as I do that. I close my eyes as I do anything that is heavy. So I did it. We'll see what happens. I imagine clicking on my notifications saying, well, oh, guess what? This is going to be ripped in half. Well, I've already started ripping it because the video is not taken down. I mean, we'll see what happens. I did start by saying after watching the video, so I technically watched the video. But again, I'm not going to play it because, you know what? You can watch it. Should I play it and go through the parts that are really important and profound to go through? Should I do that? Questioning whether or not I should do that. I don't know. Should I? Maybe. Okay, I think that that's it for today, everybody. Bye for now.